Hey guys, this is Spanky Hayes, and I want to say something, whether it's comedy, acting, or just in general real life. I use my A game. I gotta have the A game. I pack it in every pocket. I got one pill in every pocket, and every pair of pants I got. Listen, entertaining y'all is hard sometimes. I gotta fly to Dallas, then to Denver, then to New York, then to LA, then to Detroit. Come on, man. That tires me out. I just take the A game now. I don't have that problem no more. I usually barely don't sleep because I'm entertaining y'all. I'm in the studio all night with the A game. And trust me, when I come home from the studio, my woman gets to feel the real pleasure of the A game. You see, I'm smiling. Watch this. Hey, baby.
Hey, babe.
Guess what I just took?
What?
A game, A game, A game, A game. I'm gonna meet you upstairs, all right?
Oh, okay.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, man. I appreciate all the love and the support. Salute to all of the visionaries that's in the building. I see y'all out there. Much love. Much love to y'all, man. I appreciate all the love and the support. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, family. Make sure you hit the like button for me, family. Hit that like button for me. Hit the like button. After you hit the like button, make sure you hit that share button. Hit that share button, man. Hit the share button. Share this show. Share it on your community tab, your Discord servers, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere that you share videos. Make sure you share this show, y'all. Shout out to the A-Game Nation. A-Game family is in the building. I see y'all. I see y'all. Shout out to my brother Ebo in the building. Salute. Shout out to the Bishop in the building. Salute. Shout out to Juan G's. Shout out to my man Rashawn in the building. Shout out to Sir O. Shout out to Queena in the building. Salute. Salute. Peace to my brother Malika in the building. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. We back with another one right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Y'all know me, DS1 Ross, of course. And we here. So salute to y'all. Like I said, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the show. Make sure y'all hit the like button and make sure y'all share the show. We're going to get into today's show. We're going to get into today's show, of course. But make sure, I want to shout out everybody who tuned into yesterday's stream. It was an impromptu type of stream. You know, it is my wife's birthday weekend, so we spent the whole weekend together as a family. And today is her actual birthday, so happy birthday to her. And I enjoyed it, y'all. I enjoyed our time. We enjoyed our time. We went out, did our little partying, and then we spent quality family time as we do. And tonight is going to be our night. We're going to have another night. So shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to yesterday's show because I definitely didn't want to stay away from y'all for too long. I definitely appreciate all the new subscribers, everybody who has been hitting that subscribe button and hitting that notification bell. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all. Trust me, I appreciate y'all. And welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to my brother Ebo Sosa. He says, let's set it off, y'all. Form a chain. Salute, salute, salute to my A-game brother. Shout out to my brother Ebo Sosa, man. Salute. Shout out to Hannibal in the building. Salute. Shout out to my brother Walt Diddy in the building. Shout out to my man Walt Diddy. Shout out to Bucket 88 in the building. Shout out to Doug in the building. Shout out to my man Doug. Salute, man. That's my guy. That's another day one supporter right there, man. Another day one supporter. Shout out to Doug. Man, I appreciate that, Malika. Appreciate that, my brother. That's very much appreciated, man, and I'll definitely let her know. Definitely. But shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share the show. And y'all see today's title. Oh, we're going there today. Yes. Yes. The black male criminal hero narrative. And shout out to Styles P, because as he said in his rant that he had a couple of months ago, you know, he was letting brothers know that it's time to nerd up, to teach your children, to teach your sons. It's time to nerd up. It's time to nerd up. It's time to move away from the black male criminal hero narrative. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that. And as you can see, the thumbnail speaks for itself. The thumbnail speaks for itself because we all know, especially guys that's my age and a little younger, just a little bit. When Paid in Full came out, the movie, we were in our 20s, so we understood what the movie was talking about, but we actually grew up listening to those legendary tales about those guys on Paid in Full. And I'm just using those guys as an example because for a lot of your 25 to maybe 30-year-old guys, I'm going to say maybe up until like 20. Yeah, I'm going to say up until 30. A lot of those guys, they grew up on Paid in Full, the movie. See, we didn't grow up on Paid in Full, the movie. We grew up listening to the stories about Alpo and Rich Porter and AZ, the actual street stories. We was able to hear those. You know how street stories get passed down through other street dudes. But there's a certain generation of guys who grew up on that movie and what that movie actually depicted. And when you young and you watching movies, of course, TV itself is impressionable. We understand that. We understand that TV itself is programming. This is why now everybody goes hard on YouTube, because YouTube is now the new television. People come to YouTube for the news. You have actual news channels with YouTube channels. So we understand that it's programming. And a certain generation or certain generations are programmed a certain way. They program us with different narratives. But the narrative that they will always continue to perpetuate amongst black men is this black male criminal hero. See, they're going to continue to perpetuate that to every generation of black men until us black men stop that. And the way we have to stop it is a lot of us have to leave the game and to show the next generations of young guys that that's not the way to go. Not only tell them, but show them. Not only tell them, but show them. Y'all give me a second. Okay, we back, family. We back. But as I was saying, before we get back into it, shout out to Bucket 88. He said, appreciate the message, big bro. I appreciate the support. Much love, man. Much love to you, Bucket. But as I was saying, that narrative of the black male criminal hero, if you go back, you can go back as far as you want, and you'll see that this is what they've always promoted to us. It was always about some form of gangsterism, some form of criminality. When they showed black men in leadership positions, businessmen positions, and positions of power, they always promote that we can get those things as black men, but we have to come from a criminal element. We always have to have that background. We always have to have that element attached to us, that label attached to us. This is why they can hear an educated black man speak with compassion, and the first thing they're going to say is, oh, he must be from the hood. If you hear a young black man speaking up in favor for black men and his people, the first thing somebody will label you is pro-black. And what comes with the stigma of being pro-black? Oh, you must hate white people. You see, which is attached to what? Some street organization, the Nation of Gods and Earths. A lot of people don't respect what those brothers and sisters built because of what? That black male criminal hero narrative. Because what? The brother who started the nation, what nation is that? The 5% nation. Clarence the 13X. He was considered a what? A rebel. And when you say black man and rebel together, that equals what? Criminal. See, this is what they do. This is what they do. They always think that we always must celebrate that criminal element, that criminal hero. You know, the guy who sold his whole neighborhood drugs, but then he buy everybody turkeys. That black male criminal hero. They showed you that in New Jack City. And they constantly repeat this narrative because they're trying to tell our young black men, they're trying to tell us what? You're not shit if you don't commit crime. You're never going to be nothing. You got to come up from the streets. You got to be known in the streets. Listen to this. Pay attention closely, because this is a narrative that's actually been destroying black men. This is why there's more deaths and jail stories than success stories when it comes to black men in crime. There's more death and despair than success stories. But if we notice, why do we continue to promote or to allow this narrative to be promoted to us, brothers? Why? If you know that that narrative don't represent us. That narrative don't represent who we are. Not in totality. This is why I really respected Styles when he said it's time to nerd up, because that's what we have to teach our sons. The streets is not an option. That's why I did that show. Black men, the streets is not an option anymore. That's not an option. We got to fight that shit as much as we could, because it's no longer an option. Because guess what we're doing? We're perpetuating what I'm speaking about today. If you're still out in them streets, you are perpetuating the black male criminal hero narrative. Because what? At some point, when you get out the streets, you're going to have these war stories to teach. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. But there has to be a time, there has to be generations of us where that is not even relevant. You see? This is the reason why those war stories are important. Not so they can keep being told. Not so they can keep being, so those stories can be the catalyst for why black men strive in life, because they don't want to commit crime. No. We have to work to erase that. So the streets is not a choice for our great-great-grandsons. He's not even thinking about that. He's so far removed from that. Because that narrative has been a cancer on black men for a very long time. And we really have to understand this. We really have to understand this. Shout out to Gold Professor. He said money for the plate. Supporting the channel. Gold Professor. Appreciate you, brother. Peace to the God, Gold P. But this is what we are supposed to be working towards. Removing that narrative. Not continuing to perpetuate it. You see? How do we continue to perpetuate it? I'm about to show you. This is how we continue to perpetuate it. Right here. Through a lost value system. The practice of a lost value system. This is how we continue to perpetuate it. This is why Paid in Full made so much money. This is why those movies make a lot of money, because it speaks to the black male criminal hero. That black man who sold bricks and now he owns a business. That narrative that selling drugs has to be our stepping stone. Committing crime is a part of how we live. No, we have to work to erase that with a what? A proper value system. With a proper value system. A value system that works on the inside and the outside of a man. You see? But if we continue to perpetuate the drug dealing, if we continue to and all these other things, the disrespect, and all of these, the dishonor, the no loyalty, if we continue to display these things amongst each other's brothers, which are traits of the lost value system, the narrative of the black male criminal hero will exist. It will continue to be profitable because they're just doing what? They're just showing how the majority of us are living. Why do you think a couple of years ago the web series was going crazy? Money and Violence, Respect Life, 848. I watched them all. The black male criminal hero. The black male criminal hero. You see? But how many of those do we have? This is why we have to teach against it. Because at the end of the day, we'll lose. There's no success in it. And even the guys who made it out, they even tell you. Go and listen to AZ. Go and listen to those guys, man. Go and listen to any of those guys. Whether they told or whether they didn't tell. They all say it wasn't worth it. They all say it wasn't worth it. And this is why you see these guys today with their little podcast, or they come on podcasts to promote that to the youth. The stopping of recycling of crime. But we also have to do that in our minds first. We have to get rid of that criminal mindset, which is all based on poverty. You see? So they want us to continue to perpetuate this. Because it teaches black men what? Not to have any value. Not to have any value. And when you don't have any value, you pay the ultimate price. You pay the ultimate price when you show that you don't have any value. You will have a 99-cent life. You'll have a 99-cent life. See, because all the glitz and the glamour in the drug dealer world is rented validation. All those women, all the lights, all the cameras, all of that shit is rented. All the women who act like they like you, it's rented. I know, because I had my little time. I had my little window. I'm not gonna sit here and act like, I was, and if I was, I wouldn't even get up here and say that. But I had my window. I know how I felt. It's not cool, honestly. It's fun when you get the rented validation. The women around, they at your beck and call. You could do what you want to do. You could move how you want to move when you're ready. That's cool. You go get fly whenever you ready. That's cool. But when those storms come, when them raids come, everyone disappears. Or everyone, now the validation is over. This is why it's called rented, because it's done. See, this is what we have to teach our brothers about this black male criminal hero narrative. Everybody's not going to be Jay-Z. Everybody's not going to be 50 Cent. Everyone's not going to be Puffy or none of them other guys. Those are some of the success stories. You may not be one of them, because making it in a rap game is like making it in the NBA. It's not too many that's elite. It's not too many that make it and stay there. Not too many. So we have to speak against that narrative. As men, we have to speak against that narrative. We have to teach our sons to embrace who they are. Embrace who you are, son. Don't look out your window and see a nice car and want to be like the dude driving that car. You don't have to do that. Because you don't know what he's done to get that car. You can actually go get what you want by using this. By using this. And being able to use this. And being able to use this. In a practical and optimal way. So it's okay if you want to be a skateboarder. It's okay if you want to be a fashion designer. It's okay if you want to be a photographer. And I'm going to help you become that. Because you're not going to do the things that I've done. And see, brothers, a lot of us really have to begin to promote that. Stop that. Stop all of that. Stop all of that slang that your children really don't understand, but you understand. Like that get it out the mud shit. I don't tell that to my sons. You're not getting nothing out the mud. Because I had to get it out the mud. So why would y'all have to? You see? But I am going to teach them what hard work is. And I show them. And I make them show me by what they do. So, brothers, this narrative of the black male criminal hero, we can do away with that. It's not impossible. It's not. It's not. No, it's not just the way it is. It's not. We have to let it be known that's not an option for you. Don't even allow your sons to even watch those movies. I'm going there with it. Because you really have to protect them and go to those extents now. Even with a lot of the things that they listen to now. Even though it's kind of rock and you know it has that punk rock sound to it, they still rapping about violence and drugs. Trippy Red, rest in peace, Triple X. All those guys still rap about drugs and crime. They're promoting the black male criminal hero narrative. They're just adding their own flavor to it. This is why you might see them with the little anime videos. This is why Triple X, this is why he was so popular amongst the guys in his age group. Because how he presented it. But they're still rapping about the same things. Like my sons don't even listen to rap music. The only rap music they'll listen to if they hear me listening to it. They don't really listen to rap. They don't know who the hottest and they don't know none of that. My oldest son, he know about certain things because, you know, he be on live playing the game. And, you know, those young dudes listen to Little Baby. They listen to Young Thug. Those guys are doing what? Promoting what? The black male criminal hero narrative. What do they call Little Baby? Little Baby's the hero. Little Baby's the hero. See, they putting it in our face, brothers. The hero. He's the hero. He's the hero. This is what our movies depict. This is what our music depict. Why? Because this is how they depict us in the media. This is why, what? We need our own. We need our own. That's why we need our own. So we can show this. So we can show black men doing things like this. You see? So we can show black men being great. So this can be our narrative for the next 100 years. So this can be our narrative. This is why it's important you support black male media. That's why. Because of the narrative that's being pushed about black men. What is that narrative? The black male criminal hero. The man that's going to come and save black men is going to be a drug dealer. You got to do what? You got to poison your neighborhood and then come back and do what? Feed them. Why does that even have to exist is my question. See, it's time for that shit to end. I'm with Styles on this. It's time for that to end. It's time for us to nerd up. It's time for us to start understanding our intrinsic value. You see? Because this narrative of the black male criminal hero is what influences young black men to drop out of school. I don't need to go to school. I could just get on a block and make money. On top of the lack of educational support. But where do you hear about the lack of educational support? Here in the A-Game family. Here in the Black Manosphere magazine. You see? Where we speak on black men's joblessness, which is why a lot of our grandfathers and great-grandfathers was in the streets, because they was trying to feed the family. You see? They weren't out there for rented validation. They weren't out there to be cute and fly. No, they had to eat because of what? Black men back then dealing with the lack of joblessness, the lack of educational support. They were fighting homelessness. You see? See, we can't address those issues and continue to promote this black male criminal hero narrative because it's an oxymoron. Why, DS1? Why is it an oxymoron? Because this black male criminal hero narrative keeps us impoverished. How does it keep us impoverished, DS1? How? Because it teaches us to not have value. That's how we're impoverished, because there's no truth in us. We don't care about ourselves. There's no loving support. Think about the black male criminal hero in your hood. What is one thing he always said? Nobody loves me. I never felt like nobody loved me. You see? You see? That's why it's an oxymoron, family. Shout out to all the visionaries in the chat, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button and make sure y'all share this show. That's why. That's why it's an oxymoron. Because the black male criminal hero narrative teaches black men not to value themselves. They want you to seek rented validation. That's why you got the chains on. That's why you need the big rings on and all that other bullshit. Because you're seeking the rented validation. So it's about the cost of your shirt. It's about the cost of your watch, the cost of your hat. Because you have no value. Because when you're dealing with things of value, you're dealing with things that are worth things. You're dealing with worth when you're talking about value. And when you're talking about a price, you're speaking about cost. See, brothers? See, we're going to continue to pay the goddamn price for not valuing ourselves and understanding our own worth. And when we perpetuate this narrative, it tells the world, it appears, right? It appears to the world that what? We have no goddamn standards. That's what it appears to the world. We black men don't have no standards. Black men don't care about shit. Black men don't care about their children. Black men don't care about their women. Black men don't care about their environment. Black men don't care about their mama. Black men don't care about their education. That's how that appears, brothers, when we continue to promote this narrative. Oh, I'm a lit nigga. I'm a lit nigga. You know, that goofy shit. The rest of the world is looking at us like, what is he even talking about? He sound dumb. He a lit nigga. What? Think about this, brothers. And then we have our youngins saying this. What does that even mean? In the real world, not on your block. In the real world, I'm a lit nigga. What? What is that? Who is that? What does that equate to? What? Who can't? What can I do with a lit nigga? What can I do with him? What you want me to take you outside, put you next to Christmas trees? You lit? What you want me to put some Christmas lights on you or something? See, brothers, we have to understand how serious this shit is. We still think it's a game. We still think it's cute. Boop, boop, bow, bow, boop, 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 bow. We still think it's cute. I be hearing y'all up here thinking it's cute. Think it's cute. And I know y'all probably like, DS1, come on now. You being a hypocrite because you used to play all that shit on your streams. Yep. You know why? Because even I, DS1, even me, suffers from this goddamn narrative. Even me. I'm not going to sit here and lie. That's why I say we all have to heal before we build. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I'm healed. You know, I've been delivered. No. Healing is a process. I'm not sitting here saying I wasn't affected by that narrative because I was. I was born into that narrative. Because it starts with the patriarch. My grandfather was one of those guys. I was born into this. Wasn't born into crime, but I was born into a particular lifestyle that the patriarchs in my family lived at a certain point. And it became the mentality of the men in my family. And we all will tell you, man, that shit is not good. We all will tell you because we all have our own stories because we all partaken in it. You see, brothers? That's why y'all gonna hear me playing 5-0 foreign. It's in me. I'm from Brooklyn. It's there. But does that mean it's right? You see? You see, brothers, when you grow up and you begin to put some value on your life, you begin to see, was that right? Was that even right? Okay, I grew up like that, but was it correct? Was it right? Did it help you? Did it hurt you? How? Are you still being affected by it to this day? How? See, that's how we need to assess our situation. You see? We don't sit here and just be like, oh well, no, it's not. It's not is what it is, dog. It's not that. We don't throw in towels. We don't throw in the towel. We don't do that. We get it done or we do nothing. Either we get it done or we do nothing. That's it. But we can't sit back and do nothing and then say why something is the way it is. You see? We can't say, well, why black men can't get along in the goddamn space, but then you one of the first people to be adversarial. That's because you want to be the hero. You want to be the hero. You want to be the black male criminal hero. Because that's what they tell us to aspire to be. Be the guy to come back and buy back the block after you destroyed it. Come back and buy it. Why can't we buy back the block and never destroy it? Huh? Why do we even have to think about that? And brothers, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. If y'all ever had any taste of that life, y'all understand what I'm talking about. How your mind could just slip back there. How even sometimes when you're doing regular stuff, you start calculating stuff a certain way. You start preparing stuff a certain way and looking at stuff a certain way. Yeah, that helps you get by. Yeah, that helps you understand things. But is that really functional? Is that functional? Is that how you would want your sons to think? You see? And when we accept and perpetuate this narrative, we're basically saying it's okay to be dysfunctional, black man. It's okay. It's okay you 35 years old and you look at a pizza pie and your mind start going like just even a pie. Like when you think, like when you hit a pie, Where your mind go? Do your mind go directly to apple pie? Where your mind go, brother? Do it go to apple pie? Do it go to peach pie? Do it go to a pizza pie? Because if it don't go to none of those, bro, we got to heal, bro. Because we don't want to perpetuate this narrative. This shit is serious. You don't even think of a pizza pie no more. When you hear pie, do you think of a pizza pie? Ask yourself this. If you had a taste of them streets, if you ever knew what it was to make a couple thousand in a day, and I ain't talking about 2 or 3. Huh? See, we don't want to talk about that part. How this narrative destroys us psychologically. You see? We begin to look at life different. This is why you heard Jay-Z, "Can I live?" The evils. Living with regrets. He told you about the game and what the game done to him. See, this is why when Jay came out with Change Clothes, he was telling black men that I am no longer going to perpetuate the black male criminal narrative. I'm not promoting that anymore. I'ma change clothes and go. I'ma change clothes and go. No more throwback jerseys. No more, what he said? No more white tees and Yankee fitteds. No more of that. He changed his clothes. What he did was he added value to his appearance. And the reason why that appearance is an internal value is because before you change your physical image, you must see yourself, you must visualize yourself being that person you want to show up to be. You see, this is why it's called appearance value and not image value. Because your image is your physical stuff. Your appearance is how you come across along with the image. You see? That's why it's an internal value. Because when you change how you feel, you'll change how you look. When you change how you think, you'll change how you look. But does that mean you have to wear a suit? No. But you're gonna change your image. That's what Jay did. Because he realized there's no real value in the street shit. That's a bunch of rented stuff. That's a bunch of fly-by-night stuff. You see? There's no legacy in the streets. There is none. There is none. And I want us brothers to understand this and understand the severity of the promotion of this narrative. You see? Because the men who promote this narrative are the men who are lacking value, are the men who are practicing the lost value system. And that's what they're promoting. That's why they're getting paid the big bucks. That's why. Because they know the majority of y'all not going to make it. It's what I said earlier in this show. Becoming a black male criminal hero is slim to none. Slim to none. This is why we have to begin to continue to let our brothers know the importance of valuing themselves internally and externally. Internally first. Internally first. Internally first. Because that is the building blocks of a man. His internal value. The value that he has when he broke. The value that he has when he only got 2 pair of sneakers. You see? The value that he has when he's on his last and he make it work. That intrinsic value. That intangible value. The things that you can't pay for. Can't pay for. You see? See, the black male criminal hero, he's a criminal hero because he's promoting to other men that this is how you save yourself. This is how you save your family. This is how you feed yourself. This is how you feed your family. And this is why generation after generation after generation after generation after generation of us black men, you sort of go through the same cycle. The same cycle of what? Bio cult Iran. They get you to practice the lost value system. It destroys what? The way you move, the way you think. So it affects our biology first. And what comes along with this? What comes along with these things? The drugs, your addictions, all those things. And then that change created this drug culture that we have this addiction culture, which is also tied to criminality. This is why when they say, oh, it's a war on drugs, it's a war on drugs. No, we always knew that meant it was a war on black men. Because drug addiction and all those things is connected to criminality. And what they wanted to tell the world using their media is that we're going to always be criminals. Our way to success is through criminality. It's through going to prison. The youth don't want to hear what you got to say if you ain't been through them jail cells. You see? We got to stop that. We have to stop this process from happening to our sons. Because you know, if we allow this to keep happening, what are we going to have left? See, brothers, we cannot lose our authority for our families. This is why we have to speak against these narratives. This is why we have to speak on the lost value system. Because if we don't have any pushback against this, they're going to take our children. It's over. And we're not going to know what to do to get it back. This is why we promote the 10 life value system here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to Dr. Holman. Because these are one of the keys to gaining our men back. We got to let our brothers know to put some value on themselves, man. I was just watching a stream about 2 days ago with shout out to Miles Cunningham, man. Him and those guys over there are speaking on value. So shout out to the whole A-Game Nation and us promoting value for black men. Salute. Because now we have black men in this space speaking on value and the importance of values and the importance of men putting value on their life. You see? Because if more of us was to do that, this narrative will be null and void. The black male criminal hero, that'll be null and void. That'll be a thing of the past in the next 50 to 100 years. That will cease to exist for black men. That is what we're working toward. That is the reason for all of this. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. Because this is what brothers are missing. And we've been missing for a long time. We've been missing the importance of us valuing ourselves, man. We value everything and everybody else but us. We put value on everything and everybody but us. And these narratives that their media promotes to us tells us to continue to not put value on us, on ourselves. This is why you must support black male media. This is why. This is why, family. This is why, brothers. You're tired of looking like goddamn simps? You gotta support independent black male media, because in our media, we're gonna show men, black men, of value. We're going to show black men valuing themselves. We're going to have publications of black men speaking on the importance of it. This is why we had those 10 issues right here. Let me show y'all. These issues right here, these issues. This is what we need to focus on. You see what's in our media? You're not going to find this in the source. Okay? You're not going to find this in Darn Diva. And this is no disrespect to any of those publications. But we just understand what we're promoting. And we're promoting black men that value themselves and that practice a value system that teaches them to value themselves and not to value everything and everybody else and not them. So that's the importance of that, fellas. See, because if we make more of our own movies, that paid in full narrative will drown itself out. It'll drown itself out. But we need the support. We need you guys to show us how much you value yourself, how much you value your sons, and support it. Because we're our own agency. Black man, you support me, I support you. One hand wash the other. Both wash the face. Now look how programmed I am. I just thought of a Jadakiss verse because he said that in one of his verses. It's that narrative. That narrative. One hand wash the other, both wash the face. And I always had crack. Yeah, I hardly ace. Yo, I'm telling y'all, it's that real. It's that real. Y'all know that song. Y'all know that verse. If y'all Jadakiss fans, y'all know that verse. Y'all know that verse. It's crazy though. But you understand what I'm saying. That concept speaks to agency, brothers. See, because that is another way that we will destroy these narratives. Black men can't destroy these narratives individually. We can't. We can't. We have to do it together. We have to show black male camaraderie. We have to show black men being able to work together and have an agency. Work with like-minded men. It's okay. Work with like-minded men. If this is what you about. If this is not what you about, then hey, I wish you nothing but the best, brother. But we already know that these stigmas, these narratives, these labels We cannot destroy them individually. They will not be destroyed individually because they were not created for individual black men. It was created for the collective. It wasn't that Negro. It was you Negroes are super predators. It wasn't that Negro hate black women. It's you Negroes hate black women. It's not he kill other black men. It's you Negroes kill each other. You see that? You see how rugged individualism is not gonna work? Because the narratives were not created for the individual. It was created for the collective of black men. So it's going to take a collective of us to dispel this stuff. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the like button and share this show. I'm going to give some shout outs, man. Shout out to Yellow Arrows. Welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed today's show. Shout out to Mr. Greasy J for pulling up. Fighter Complex, salute, bro. Shout out to Soul Shader for pulling up. Regular Degular, salute. E313, what's going on, E313? Absalam TV, salute. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to the whole A-Game family. Salute to the A-Game nation. Shout out to Muslim Geechee. I see you, man. Shout out to everybody, man, who came through to today's show. I appreciate y'all. If y'all enjoyed today's show, don't hesitate to donate to today's show. Cash App $ Sheep Stay Sleep TV is where you can go. Cash App $ Sheep Stay Sleep TV is where you can go. I appreciate y'all for pulling up to today's show. Appreciate your support, Fierce Soul. Appreciate your support, Fierce Soul. Much love to everybody, man. Salute to the A-Game nation. Salute to the A-Game family. And we will be back tomorrow right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Same time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to catch my pre-records at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Much love to y'all. Much respect. Shout out to all the visionaries once again. A-Game Nation, A-Game family. I'm out of here, brothers. But before, remember, we got to heal before we build, brothers. We got to heal before we build. Because what, DS1? Because we are our own agency. We are our own agency. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Auditioning. Thug number one, thug number two.
Slaves,
Prostitute.
There's always the hustle.
literate basketball players.
Mary had a little lamb.
The fog.
The only narrative that they understand of black life is drug addict, drug dealer, gang member.
I was the hottest black actor in the world after Boys and Honey. There were people clamoring to work with this young sensation as long as he did the roles they wanted him to do, which were street kids.
I had been in this thing that is a masterpiece of American cinema, and nobody gave a shit. They really didn't give a fuck.
I auditioned for my first pimp part. My mother's all proud. You know, be the best pimp you can be. The whole church is praying for me.
Let's pray that Brother Robert gets the role of Silky Good Dick. The film is called Holes on the Stroll. It sounds like a musical.
And then that's when the filmmaker was born. Sitting there man, we can't let Hollywood tell our stories. We have to tell our own stories. They'll make us do anything and everything, and these images travel around the world.
They have a perception of us that ultimately is false.
This show is sponsored, and this channel is sponsored by A-Game, a male herbal solution. A male herbal solution. Fellas, get down in the description box and join this A-Game lifestyle. This is a lifestyle promoting optimal health for us men. It's a lifestyle that promotes optimal health for us men. It is for our energy. It is for our vitality. It is for our strength. And it is for our libido. Fellas, join this A-Game lifestyle simply by clicking the link in the description box, and at your checkout, type in the promo code SHEEP and the number 10. That's SHEEP and the number 10. Get a discount off on your purchase.